Your boy was chilling, scrolling to YouTube one day and came across a YouTube short about what if Akainu and Kuzan swap devil fruits by Nightingale 1. He mentioned in the video, even if Akainu and Kuzan swapped devil fruits, Akainu would have still won because Akainu has stronger haki. And I tend to agree with that, actually. Now, some would say that because Kuzan had the elemental weakness, that's why he lost to Akainu. If you don't know, Kuzan has ice abilities and Akainu has magma abilities. In a logical sense, ice would lose to magma. But as we know, as One Piece fans, haki transcends all. The statement by Nightingale 1 about Akainu having stronger haki than Kuzan gave me a thought in my head. It is highly likely that Akainu has Conqueror's haki. When I really thought about this, I realized that there are many small examples throughout the series that hint to Akainu's Conqueror's haki. And I was like, damn, I think Akainu is a Conqueror's user. And out of the pre-time skip and post-time skip admirals, Akainu, Kizaru, Kuzan, Fujitora, and Green Bull, Akainu might be the only one that has Conqueror's haki. Although I have a stinking suspicion that Fujitora might have it as well. Conqueror's haki is a rare ability that illustrates the qualities of a king. It only awakens in those with strong willpower and a person with a fearless drive to achieve their ambitions. No matter good person, good ambition, weak or strong, this ability can be awakened in any person. The only qualifications are strong willpower and strong unwavering beliefs in your ambition. As One Piece fans, ask yourselves this. Do Akainu have these qualities? I believe he does. No matter if you hate Akainu for Ace's death or hate his ambition, it cannot be denied that he has the qualities of a king. As we know, every admiral in the One Piece series has a principle of justice. For Akainu, it's absolute justice. The complete destruction of evil at any cost. The ends justify the means and zero gray area. Any sacrifice is on the table, including innocence to achieve his ambition. And if you do not share that same drive as a fellow Marine soldier, you are expendable. Point in case, packing up a Marine ally that wanted to leave the war of best battlefield to return to his family. That man kind of basically said, man, the only way you leaving this battlefield is if we win this war or you dead. And I was like, damn, this man said, hey, you is no leaving this battlefield early. That was crazy. That was a crazy scene. And then you got the moment of Akainu almost executing Kobe on the spot for wanting to stop the fighting after Whitebeard's and Ace's death. It was about to be GG for Kobe. Luckily, Shanks showed up. That man Akainu said, man, until all these pirates are dead, bro, this war ain't over. He was chasing Luffy relentlessly. That man was on a hunt. He was not trying to let that man go at all. He was trying to eradicate all of them. That's the type of man that Akainu is, man. A type of belief he has in his ambition, man. That boy Akainu ain't nothing to play with. In the mind of Akainu, all pirates are absolutely evil. There is no case by case. If you are a pirate, you are evil. That's all. Akainu has total belief in his justice. There has not been one moment where Akainu has questioned or doubted his beliefs. The opposite could be said about Kuzan and Kizaru. In the case of Kuzan, he is a man trying to figure out what justice is. He constantly doubts his own justice and questions what justice is, what's right and wrong. Kuzan became this way after witnessing the world government brutality on Ohara, which shook his belief system from burning justice to lazy justice. The unmotivated and uncommitted approach to what justice is. In the case of Kizaru, he operates on his principle of unclear justice, to act merely as an obedient cog in the machine, where you avoid having strong beliefs or drive of your own. You only follow orders that are given and do not question anything. Kizaru is basically that corporate worker that lost his drive and is now only there to collect his paycheck. That is why Kizaru is known as big business in the One Piece community. Shout out JD Legend. As long as he gets paid, there will be no problems. Now I ask y'all, do Kuzan and Kizaru have qualities of a king? I don't believe so. But unlike Kuzan and Kizaru, Akainu has intense belief in his principle of absolute justice. And that's what makes him a highly likely Conqueror's haki user. I agree with Nightingale 1 that Kuzan would have lost to Akainu no matter the devil fruit because of the haki difference. I believe the difference is that Akainu has Conqueror's haki. We always have to remember that Kaido states that haki transcends all. Another reason why it is highly likely for Akainu to have Conqueror's Haki is that we haven't seen him do too much of anything in the series since the War of the Best, outside of attacking Kuma. I got to believe that Oda is saving him for an explosive fight where we are going to see his true power. Let's touch on the post-time skip admirals for a second. Fujitora and Green Bull. They are interesting because I definitely can see the possibility that Fujitora has Conqueror's Haki. On the other hand, Green Bull definitely has the drive and the ambition and the belief in his justice. I just can't see Conqueror's Haki for him for a different reason. From what I saw from Fujitora in Dressrosa and at the Reverie, Fujitora has the qualities of a king. The man got still willpower in his principle of humane justice. The belief that the protection of the innocent and the civilians is the #1 objective. That's why Fujitora is beloved by the fans. Now let's get to Green Bull. We know his daily justice is really similar to Akainu's absolute justice, but worse. Daily justice. The mentality of survival of the fittest. The strong dominate the weak, a la Team Celestial Dragons. Now I lean more to no Conqueror's Haki for Green Bull, just off the small interaction with Shanks where he got humbled. If you know, you know. Although I think Fujitora might have Conqueror's Haki, I still think it is more likely that Akainu is the only one that has it. It just comes down to Akainu having an overwhelming drive to accomplish his justice, as we've seen in his relentless pursuit of Ace and Luffy in Marineford, to take them out at any cost. In Akainu's oversight, the Navy has become more powerful and formidable since he took the Fleet Admiral position. Even if you think Akainu is not a top tier character strength-wise in the series, I highly doubt that, but let's just say he is not a top tier character. Conqueror's Haki is not about strength, it is about willpower and a drive for your ambition. For example, Kobe unlocks his Conqueror's Haki in Marineford, and he was nowhere near a top tier character. You might hate Akainu as a character, but you will have to acknowledge he has the qualities of a king.